The 14.18 miles that make a lap of Germany's Nurburgring are unlike any other 14 miles anywhere in the world. Here, through the ruthless and forbidding forest that covers the Eiffel Mountains, ripples the hazardous road of the Ring. Now diving, now climbing. Forever twisting and turning, the road curls through corners of every degree and kind. Corners that are as difficult to drive through as their names are impossible to pronounce. Although the carousel is far easier said than done. The Nurburgring is the favourite circuit of the really great drivers, for it demands more of their skill and courage than any other. Legends of their prowess live on for all time. Nuvolari's victory against impossible odds in 1935. Fangio's epic drive in 1957. And the matchless brilliance of Moss on the Aston Martin in the 1,000-kilometre race of 1959. But before we see that race, let's turn the pages back 2 years, to 1957. Same race, same place, when Aston Martin became the first British sports car ever to win the 1,000 kilometres. A decisive victory over the Maseratis of Moss and Fangio, and the Ferraris of Collins and Hawthorne. Tony Brooks with Noel Cunningham-Reid set a new race record at an average of 82.9 miles an hour. The following year, Moss joined the Aston team, and with Brabham as co-driver, finished 3.5 minutes ahead of the Four Works Ferraris, raising the race average to 84.3. Winners in 1957 and 1958, a single Aston was sent to the Ring in 1959 to attempt the third successive victory for David Brown against the full works teams of Ferrari and Porsches too. Aston drivers Moss and Fairman discussed their plans with team manager Reg Parnell. At 9 a.m. on June the 7th, the race is on, and into the lead steams Sterling and the DBR1. Through the south curve and back past the pits, Moss begins to build up his lead with a superlative display of driving. With 17 of the 44 laps completed, Moss has clocked up a lead of 5 minutes and 5 seconds. And in he comes to give the wheel to Fairman. Tyres are checked, the car refueled, and Fairman gets away just as the rain begins to fall. In the pit, Sterling checks his times. And Jack is overdue. Anxiously, the Aston pit look down the course as the lap scorer marks off the passing cars. And here at last is Fairman. Forced off course by another car, he managed to restart and brings the Aston in, now lying a lowly fourth. Quickly the car is checked, and Sterling sets out upon a drive the like of which the Ring has rarely seen, 70 seconds behind the leading Ferrari. By lap 28, Moss has got the Ferrari in his sights, and 1 lap later takes the Aston back into the lead, with Ferrari second and third. "32 laps, and Moss has gained another 2 minutes. And Fairman waits to take over again on the 33rd lap. In goes the fuel, in goes the oil, and out goes Fairman, with 100 seconds or so in hand over the two Ferraris, whilst Sterling tells the story to Reg, and Bernard Caillet too. Second by second, the Ferrari whittles away the Aston Martin lead, but Fairman hangs on grimly as he completes the 34th lap. "35 laps, and Jack Fairman drives in with the DBR1 for Sterling's final stint. And away he goes in second place, with Phil Hill's Ferrari 22 seconds in front. Driving like a man who has an appointment with a checkered flag and doesn't want to be late, Moss and the Aston Martin are soon in the lead again. The DBR1 does all that Sterling asks of it, and Sterling keeps his appointment, right on time. The crowds rise to a brilliant combination of man and machine. Moss and Fairman have averaged 82.5 miles an hour, and Sterling breaks his last year's lap record no less than 16 times, leaving it at 89.17 miles an hour. The Union Jack flies triumphant over the Nurburgring to mark the third successive victory by Aston Martin in the 1,000-kilometre race.